And today we are continuing that carb-loving craze with gluten-free pasta with wild mushrooms and truffle sauce. Can we get a little cheer for that?
Thank you very much.
Oh,
Thank you very much
I'm
for
feeling great
introduction.
about it. Yes, so
Wow.
everybody, put your hands together for Chef Hamid Salimian and his pasta.
First of all, I want to tell you it's a pleasure to be here, and thank you very much for joining us for this demo. I'm Hamid. Me and my partner, we have a company called Next Gen Gluten Free. About a year and a half ago, we started our business with one bag that we have here, which is the all-purpose flour blend. And my wife came up with this because she's celiac, that she noticed that when she does her baking and cooking, she uses a lot of ingredients that's similar, and that's how this started out. Through the year and a half, a lot of friends, we have our chefs, and they came up to us with different needs. One person wants fried chicken, so we made a fried chicken. Another chef came, asked, listen, I'm opening a fish and chip shop. I want a fish and chip batter, so we made one for him. And on and on and on. We have 6 bags of retail item here, but we have 7 in total. One of them are not here. So we do fish and chip, fried chicken, pasta flour, vanilla cake mix, spreader buckwheat, pancake waffle mix, and that's pretty much it, what you have right here. Today I'm going to be demonstrating our pasta flour that we developed. The pasta flour here was developed because some of the chefs, they like to use extruders. I mean, this is a home one, but the real ones, big ones that they can produce spaghettini or whatever they like. And one of the comments that they made, because in all-purpose flour we have coconut, and it's very hard to put it to the extruder, and so we developed this one. This one here, we developed it with a higher protein content. So with resemblance, a double O flour. How you buy a double O flour, which is super fine, a little bit of higher protein, so you could make pizzas and all that, would be this one right here. A lot of chefs use this to make spatzels, gnocchis, and all that. To make pasta at home with a regular flour, it takes a lot of work because you have to mix the flour with the eggs and a little bit of water, if or not, and then really develop the gluten to get that stretch, to get that bite. With this flour, which I'm going to show it to you, you don't have to do that. You don't have to develop a gluten. All you need to just bring it together. And you don't need a lot of ingredients to do this. All you need is a pasta flour, and a single recipe is 90 grams of pasta flour, which I have right here. Oh, beauty, 91, okay. One of the great things about this flour is super fine. And the reason it's super fine because we mill our own buckwheat, right? So when we do the milling in-house, we put everything through a super fine sifter. So the flour comes out extremely fine, right? So hydration, you don't need to let it sit for a long time for hydrate. The hydration happens pretty quickly, which I will demonstrate here. So for this recipe, 90 grams of flour, pinch of salt, 1 large egg, little bit of olive oil, if you have a little food mill at home, fantastic. If not, you could work it with the hand. I'm lazy, I'll do it this way, or you could do it in a KitchenAid. As you can see, it comes together. As you will put it to your hand, it will form a dough. Very simple. If you use an extra large egg, I recommend to put extra 10 grams of flour. If you don't want to use egg, you can use water. So if you want to make a calvachetti at home, you have a calvachetti maker, just boil the water, throw it in, blend it, and then you have a beautiful calvachetti. And if you try this, I'm going to put some here later on if Stacey can come and try it. When you put it in your hand and you press it, it feels like a pasta dough. It actually has the same texture. What we're going to do, we're going to put it to extruder and make little pastas like this. And one of the beauties of this pasta is a lot of times when you blanch gluten-free pasta at home and you make a little bit, like me, like a little more than what you can eat, and then you put it in the fridge for next day to enjoy. A lot of times, a lot of pastas, when you heat up the next day, they go mushy. With this, you don't have that problem anymore. Because of the high gluten, high protein content it has, it does not break down in the fridge overnight. You can put the dough in a little KitchenAid mixer here. You could buy this online. If not, you can use a hand crack. If not, you can use a rolling pin to roll it in. It's up to you. And at the end, you're gonna end up with these. And KitchenAid, I'm not selling for KitchenAid, but I love KitchenAid. This mixture, it comes with a lot of different attachments. So if you wanna make a macaroni, you can make your home macaroni. You want to make a spaghettini or bucatini, it has different extruders that you can get, right? And I think different companies do make, like a Cuisinart also has a extruder that you can buy to attach it. Once it's in, as you notice, oh, cannot see. Can you see now? It comes out nice and easy, and that's how it looks. So earlier on in the day, we made some. My recommendation is, if you want to make some fresh pasta, you can. You don't have to blanch it. You can put it in the freezer in a little deli cup cover so it doesn't dry out. And as you need it, pull out of the freezer and blanch it, or put it in the fridge overnight. Next day, blanch it and go. So you always have fresh pasta on hand. Traditionally, when you blanch pasta, if it's a dry pasta, it could go anywhere between 8 minutes to 14 minutes boil. Depends when they dry the pasta, they dried it with heat or naturally they dried it. So you have to wait 5, 6, 7 to 14 minutes. Taste it all the time. Make sure it's al dente, so it is the way you like it, so you don't overcook it or undercook it, right? So it takes a while. With gluten-free pasta, it's not like that with the fresh pasta. All you need is water. My recommendation is for every liter of water, add 8 grams of salt. My hand's a scale, so 8 grams right there, okay? And then, one thing I've learned through the years, I work with a chef named Ben Pernosky. When he was blanching his pasta, he mentioned, Hamid, put a clove of garlic, cut it in half, and some basil stems or basil leaf inside. This will help the water to be very perfumed. So when you're blanching your pasta is gonna have a beautiful note of aroma at the end that we really enjoy. So your pasta, because we seasoned it with salt, is going to be seasoned well. Because we put the garlic and basil inside, it's going to have a beautiful floral nose to it. I'm going to get the water going here, and then I'm going to start my sauce. So I have a heavy bottom pan here. The recipe here is very simple. I mean, you don't have to do a mushroom pasta. You could do any kind of pasta you want, tomato, or just olive oil, whatever you like. I have some morels, which I hydrated in some water. I have some hanchimichis. This is not wild, cultivated. I apologize. And then we have some white truffle paste that I got from my friends at McCooney to be used up. I have some creme fraiche here, a little bit of demi-glaze, grainy mustard, garlic, and onions. Pasta doesn't have to be, when you make a pasta at home, you don't have to have a lot of ingredients in it. A few ingredients done well, it'll be delicious. I think less is more. A little bit of olive oil. One clove of garlic, sliced in half. We'll take it out. We just want the flavor of the garlic. I'm going to turn the heat down to medium-low. As that's going, I'm going to get my pasta ready here. You got to make sure when you're blanching this pasta, your water is always rapidly boiling. Very important, right? If the water is not boiling and you put the pasta inside, before the starches have a chance to set, it will go mushy, right? So it always needs to be boiling. Well, sometimes you hear like, hey, I blanched the pasta, but it's mushy. It's mushy because you didn't let the proteins to set, right? So basically what it is, that you need to bring the pasta to 99 Celsius. Once this hits 99 Celsius, it's cooked. You don't need to cook it more. Oh, I'm burning my onions here. I'll take the garlic out. Throw mushrooms in. Morels. Truffle paste. Little bit of water from our demi. Creme fraiche. Mustard. We're going to blanch our pasta. I'm going to bring the sauce now to a light simmer. Season it with a little bit of black pepper, a little salt. I got some fresh thyme leaves. Water is boiling. And if you want to make sure it's okay, pull one out and slice it. And when you slice it, it comes out beautifully. That means it's ready to go. What we're going to do, we're going to strain it right out of the water, right in our sauce. And that's it. It doesn't take much for you to cook your pasta. If you feel like your sauce needs a little glaze, right? Remember, when you blanching your pasta in the water, some of the starches comes out and lightly thickens the pasta water. So you could use your pasta water to help to glaze your sauce. For plating, very simple. We put it inside here. can finish it with some Parmesan cheese.
Chef, while you're finishing there, can we take some questions from the audience, do you think? We have a few minutes.
Beautiful, please.
Fantastic. All right, first hand to
And-
shoot up. Yes.
Let's
That
do
was
some
very
leaf.
fast. Too fast for me, actually.
This pasta was a little too fast. I apologize.
How long can you
I don't
leave-
want to waste time at home, you know. When it comes to cooking, I want to do super fast and call it a day, right? That's it. Yeah, so as you can see, it didn't take long for me to do this. I hope, you know, you could make pasta at home and be super fast.
How long can you leave it in the freezer when you freshly make it?
You could. This product should be able to keep 6 months in the freezer. The only difference is how cold is your freezer, right? So if you have a freezer that you're opening a lot, and so it goes down to 0 Celsius or plus 1 and goes down again, so anything that you put inside is not gonna last long. But if you have a chest freezer, which is a deep freezer, it's always holding its temperature for a very long time. Thank you.
Amazing. Any other questions? The other side again. Jeez. I'm only kidding. 1 second. I really should wear flats. Not smart.
Why I cook my pasta at home and I took so long to cook it, and you cook it so fast. And what's the secret of it?
What's the secret? Absolutely. Okay. Can I answer that for you right now? No problem. Okay. Let's say if you're cooking with gluten, right? With wheat. And you were going to make a simple sauce as a bechamel sauce. A simple bechamel sauce, you have to cook it for 25 to 30 minutes. And people at school always ask, well, chef, when I bring it to boil, right, it thickens my sauce. Why do I have to simmer at low heat for 30 minutes? And what you're doing in that time, you're cooking at all the starches. You're fully cooking your wheat. That's how long it takes for a wheat to cook. And when you buy a dry pasta at a store, if it's an air-dried pasta, right, it's naturally dried, it takes 7 minutes for the wheat to cook properly and your pasta become al dente. But when you buy let's say if you buy a pasta that looks kind of clear, that means it's a pasta dough that they either boiled it and then put it to the extruder, like a Teflon extruder, and then they dried it. And then when they dried it with heat, right? And so it's a cooked, dried pasta. Usually a pasta like that takes about 12 to 14 minutes to cook, right? This is fresh. There's nothing in here. It's all non-GMO products. And all it is for the starch needs to hit a certain temperature for it to cook.
Any other questions for the chef? I have one. Why are you just so good?
Oh, please first try it and then say.
Putting the pressure on. Are we going to be doing a few samples
I'm
potentially?
going to leave a plate up here for people to come and try it. And then I'm going to leave this dough up front, just in case if you want to get a feeling for it, right? Just to see how much moisture is it in is on that. I mean, I always worked with gluten all my life, and whenever it came to dough, I always went with the feeling how the dough felt in my hand, knowing how much moisture it needs. Right now, as we're in GF world, I still would love to touch it to know the moisture content. So I'm going to leave it up front for you guys to come and try it, see what you think of it, and please come up. We have some toothpicks, we have some pasta for you to try, see what you think. I hope you like it.
All right, you guys, put your hands together for Chef Hamid.
Thank